Today, we are diving into an emotional and engaging story about family dynamics, sibling rivalry, and the quest for validation and worth. This is a tale that unfolds the complexities of familial relationships, showcasing the impact of favoritism and fostering within a household, and the consequences of betrayal that can echo through a lifetime. Let me introduce you to our protagonist, Alex. A quiet and reflective soul, Alex finds solace in the pages of classic literature and the intricate beauty of puzzles. He is an introspective child, often lost in thought, dedicated to his studies and his own moral compass. In a world that frequently overlooks the power of intelligence and sensitivity, Alex represents a rare breed, an analytical thinker who yearns for understanding and validation amidst the chaos of childhood. Now, let us contrast Alex's character with that of his younger brother, Liam, confident and extroverted. Liam thrives on attention, effortlessly capturing the adoration of their parents with his charm and athleticism. To everyone, Liam is the star athlete, hailed as the pride of the family, while Alex's quieter pursuits seem to dwindle in comparison. This disparity creates a chasm between them, one that from the beginning sets the stage for a complex rivalry steeped in hurt and misunderstanding. At the center of this family dynamic is Eleanor, the boy's mother, a devoted parent whose affections are skewed towards Liam. She dotes on his every achievement while often overlooking Alex's accomplishments. It is as though she exists within a bubble that blinds her to the pain her favoritism inflicts upon her elder son. Simple academic shortcomings and mischief by Liam are often dismissed as just being a boy full of spirit, while Alex's minor struggles become magnified problems in Eleanor's eyes. This is not merely sibling rivalry she perceives. It is a deep-seated bias that asserts itself as a constant thread in the family narrative. In their father's absence, Robert, who is initially consumed by his architectural design firm, remains in the background, trusting Eleanor's judgment about household matters. He is a man dedicated to his work, but perhaps not entirely aware of the subtle dynamics at play within his own home. Little does he know that the seeds of discord are sprouting and will ultimately force him to confront uncomfortable truths about his family. As we delve deeper into this story, we discover how parental favoritism silently festers between the brothers. With Eleanor's ongoing preference for Liam, praising his sports trophies, applauding his charm, and constantly undermining Alex's self-worth, the stage is set for a deep and painful fracture in their relationship. Alex internalizes this neglect and favor, viewing himself through the narrowed lens of inadequacy. His love for vintage toys and intricate digital art projects becomes fodder for Liam's relentless teasing, leaving Alex to bear the pain of being the less favored child. Next, as tensions rise, we examine Liam's behavior, an extension of their mother's bias. He mocks Alex's interests and often sabotages his passions, finding high amusement in Alex's discomfort. From deleting art projects to spreading harsh rumors about his older brother's social awkwardness, Liam's actions reveal a calculated cruelty that others in the family, including their mother, dismiss as harmless teasing. Alex, caught in a cycle of neglect and ridicule, grows increasingly isolated, struggling silently with the unresolved feelings of resentment toward his brother and the perceived indifference from his parents. As we reflect on Alex's upbringing, it is crucial to highlight how these familial dynamics shape his childhood experience. He lives in a world colored by the silent affirmations of his potential, a world forever in the shadow of his brother's luminous popularity. While Alex longs for recognition, his findings in literature and puzzles offer him a quiet solace, a refuge where he can unleash his creativity away from the public eye and be true to himself. In the end, we see that childhood is not just a period of growth, it is the bedrock of emotional development, laying the foundations of our beliefs, our self-worth, and our understanding of relationships. The grinding tension between Alex and Liam foreshadows the inevitable struggles they will face as they transition into adulthood. This story is just beginning, and its unfolding will reveal how these childhood dynamics lead to profound consequences later in life, shaping a generation's understanding of loyalty, trust, and the very essence of family. As we delve further into Alex's story, we uncover the darker layers of family dynamics and how they begin to shape his world. Highlighted by the stark contrast between his reflective nature and Liam's extroverted charm, we find a disturbing pattern establishing itself, one that is often cloaked in the guise of sibling rivalry. This is where the story shifts from the innocent banter of childhood to something more sinister, a relationship marred by bullying and emotional neglect. Liam's frequent cruelty plays out in ways that are not only hurtful, but calculated. He mocks Alex's quiet demeanor, pointing out his love for vintage sci-fi movies and his academic pursuits as things of embarrassment rather than pride. Each jab might initially appear to be harmless teasing to an outsider, but to Alex they hurt deeply, piercing through his efforts to find pride in who he is. Liam's mockery is relentless. It is not enough for him to simply revel in his popularity. He must ensure that Alex feels inferior. Picture this, Alex, after spending hours on a meticulously crafted digital art project, excited and eager to share it, only to find this cherished work deleted, 2 clicks of a button, a casual act of aggression that feels devastating to him. This is not an isolated incident. Liam indulges in a series of destructive behaviors, each seemingly trivial yet cumulatively devastating. He hides Alex's prized collectible action figures, relishing in the upset it causes. The manipulation continues at school, where Liam spreads exaggerated rumors about Alex, heightening the awkwardness Alex struggles with in social situations. The cycle of torment grows insidious during family gatherings. In front of their parents, Liam wields his charm like a weapon, frequently undermining Alex under the guise of humor. He makes cutting jokes about Alex being the boring one, or the stick in the mud, inviting laughter that is often at Alex's expense. Meanwhile, Eleanor brushes it off as just being boys, dismissing Alex's protests with phrases like, "You are too sensitive." Those words resonate painfully within Alex, reinforcing a sense of isolation that leaves him doubting his worth and feeling rejected by the very family he seeks connection with. Parental disregard amplifies the gravity of the situation. While Eleanor enables Liam's behavior, Robert remains oblivious, preoccupied with his architectural firm. His trust in Eleanor's oversight of household matters inadvertently sows discord. Alex becomes a silent observer of favoritism, with Liam basking in excessive praise, while Alex's achievements remain overlooked. As the years pass, a heavy emotional disconnect builds in the household. Alex feels less like a valued family member and more like a ghost lurching in the shadows of Liam's brilliance. Caught in this destructive cycle of neglect, Alex seeks solace in his hobbies, assigning meaning to the puzzles and literature that captivate his mind. The intricate worlds he immerses himself in provide an escape from the harsh realities of home, yet they also reflect his plight, a reflective child who finds beauty in detail primarily because it is absent in his familial relationships. As Alex wrestles with feelings of despair, he grapples with an unsettling realization. The more he understands his love for intellectual pursuits, the more he senses that this very love is what distances him from his family. The lack of empathy shown by Eleanor and Liam leads Alex to believe that perhaps it is better for him to retreat further into academia rather than pursue opportunities for connection, which too often end in disappointment. This leads to a silent but destructive resentment that festers within him, against his mother who fails to see his worth, against his brother who thrives on his pain, and ultimately against himself for feeling invisible. Adolescence arrives laden with complications. It is not merely a transition into adulthood. It is a battle against the toxicity that has seeped into the foundation of not only Alex's sense of self, but also that of a father's absence during years of need. As Alex faces the challenges of high school, homework, friendships, and the tumultuous social landscape, he remains trapped in a situation that appears to offer no respite. The feelings of inadequacy deepen, and identity becomes entwined with distorted familial love. The emotional plight of a child enduring bullying is not a solitary battle. It echoes through the halls of countless homes. Such cycles often cry out for intervention, yet within Alex's world, the act of acknowledging the pain feels like a taboo. The words family, loyalty, and love brandish an ironic tone, used as tools for manipulation rather than support. For Alex, the hope of escape is thin, yet he clings to each fleeting moment in search of validation and security. The complexities of his childhood dynamic reveal how deeply ingrained patterns of abuse and neglect, forged in the fires of favoritism and emotional sabotage, can shape an individual's future. With every taunt and dismissal, Alex moves further into the depths of self-doubt, preparing unwittingly for a turning point that will come only when the burden becomes unbearable. This evolving narrative shifts focus from childhood innocence towards a sobering reality that encapsulates emotional strife. It sets the stage for the conflicts yet to unfold, conflicts that will not only define Alex's adolescence, but will echo through to his adult life, where the struggle between forgiveness and betrayal becomes paramount. The threads of familial ties have begun to unravel, revealing the deeper truths of wounds carried into adulthood, each thread woven with resentment, pain, and a yearning to be seen. As we continue to peel back the layers of Alex's story, we arrive at a pivotal moment, a turning point that reshapes his trajectory and challenges the existing paradigm of familial dynamics. The summer of Alex's late teenage years becomes a canvas for the simmering tensions between him and his brother Liam to explode. It is during this family camping trip, an event meant to foster closeness, that the undercurrents of animosity and neglect surface in breathtaking clarity. The trip begins with laughter, the crackling of a campfire, and the innocence of youth. Yet beneath the surface, darker intentions lurk. It is in this supposed sanctuary of family bonding that Liam engineers a situation designed to instill fear, a deliberate tampering with Alex's hiking gear. With calculated precision, Liam renders Alex's equipment less reliable, pushing the boundaries of their sibling relationship into dangerous territory. What might seem like harmless sibling rivalry is quickly revealed as an act of malice. When Alex almost slips off a treacherous trail, a brush with danger forces the family to confront the severity of the situation. Robert, initially preoccupied with the demands of his architectural career and unaware of the destructive dynamics within his family, witnesses the chilling moment unfold. The sight of his older son teetering on the edge of disaster finally jolts him into action. It is a new kind of urgency that compels him to confront Liam, pulling him aside for an earnest discussion. A father finally seeing through the facade of benign childhood rivalry. Robert lays down the law, issuing a stern warning about the ramifications of Liam's actions. Gone is the passive acceptance of Eleanor, who has wrapped Liam's behavior in a cloak of innocence for too long. For Robert, this is no longer a matter of economic consequences or social status. It is a clarion call to protect the integrity and emotional well-being of both his sons. In the aftermath of this confrontation, Robert shifts his attention to Alex, recognizing the long-standing pain that has warped their family's dynamics. In a heartfelt moment, he offers an apology for his previous ignorance, validating Alex's feelings and acknowledging the cruelty that has marked Liam's behavior. This unprecedented expression of empathy becomes a lifeline for Alex, who has long felt like a mere shadow in the family's overarching narrative. As Robert listens to Alex recount his experiences of ridicule, dismissal, and emotional sabotage, the walls that had previously confined Alex in silence begin to crumble. Buoyed by his father's newfound support, Alex finds himself grappling with a deep sense of empowerment. No longer does he feel obligated to dull the brilliance of his mind in deference to Liam's loud charisma. With Robert's encouragement, Alex immerses himself in robotics and engineering workshops, areas that ignite a passion deep within him. The dedication to his new hobby not only sharpens Alex's intellectual abilities, but also reveals a confidence born from the realization that he can transcend his brother's cruelty. As the summer unfolds, Alex's aptitude shines through during a regional robotics competition. The culmination of his hard work and newfound self-belief leads him to victory, an achievement that resonates far beyond just winning. It brings him recognition from peers and mentors alike, elevating him to a place of pride that he had yearned for amid a childhood of overshadowed achievements. In that moment of triumph, the years of belittlement fall away, replaced by a nascent sense of identity solidified through tangible success. However, as Alex stands on the podium, basking in the applause, the relationship between him and Liam takes a dramatic turn. For the first time, Alex views Liam not as an untouchable star, but as a jealous adversary. In a public confrontation, he reveals Liam's deceitful actions regarding the prize money, a bold act of assertion. In a world where Alex had been seen as the boring one, he stands firmly against Liam, calmly articulating feelings of disappointment and disgust at his brother's actions. The sharp, stunned silence that fills the air signifies a dramatic shift. Alex has discovered his voice and the power it carries. Liam, caught off guard by this newfound assertiveness, retreats in shame. Eleanor, who had habitually defended Liam's antics, attempts to smooth over the situation, but Robert stands resolute in his support for Alex. He demands accountability, insisting that Liam apologize, a discourse that leaves an indelible mark on their family dynamic. The position of privilege that Liam has enjoyed begins to tremble, creating an awkward distance between the brothers. As the summer fades into autumn, the psychological landscape between Alex and Liam shifts from one of hostility to a cautious respect. Although Liam maintains a veneer of passive aggression, there is a palpable change in the air. No longer can he dismiss Alex's presence or talents as unnecessary distractions. The turning point graphically illustrates how dynamics can shift within families, how moments of revelation can act as catalysts for change. As Alex begins to reclaim his place as a valued member of the family, he discovers the harsh reality that shadows resilience. The journey of healing begins not only with support, but also with the acknowledgement of one's own worth. In the chapters that follow, Alex's growth wrestles with the complexities of familial love, forgiveness, and the lingering specter of resentment. The familiar threads woven from years of favoritism and emotional neglect remain taut, urging Alex to navigate his relationships with reflective depth in a world that will not easily relent. The clash of brotherly dynamics sets the stage for adult confrontations yet to come, a prelude to the battles that lie ahead on the complex terrain of loyalty and betrayal. As the dust settles on this pivotal moment, both brothers are left to grapple with their identities, the choices they will make, and the paths that will inevitably forge their futures. As we delve deeper into Alex's journey, we witness a profound transformation that comes with the bittersweet taste of separation from the toxic dynamics of his childhood. Following the turbulent summer of his late teenage years, wherein he began to reclaim his voice, Alex embarks on a path of self-discovery and independence. The moment he secures a full scholarship to a prestigious university out of state feels like a lifeline thrown into turbulent waters, a palpable escape from the shadows of his childhood home. The decision to leave his family behind is not one born out of resentment. Rather, it is a necessity for growth, an opportunity for Alex to carve out an identity that is solely his own. His mother, Eleanor, remains consumed with her favoritism towards Liam, despite the shifting tides between the brothers. The old dynamics cling to her, resilient yet toxic, as she continues to seek ways to ease the rift, often invoking guilt in Alex for separating himself from family ties. However, Alex recognizes that emotional distance is the first step toward healing and self-empowerment. He is no longer the quiet observer. He has learned to embrace his strength and potential. Arriving at university, Alex feels an exhilarating rush as the weight of familial expectations falls away. With a demanding degree in software engineering ahead of him, he begins to immerse himself in a world that not only values his intellect, but celebrates it. The buzz of life on campus serves as a refreshing contrast to the stifling environment he had known. Gone are the days when his endeavors were dismissed as secondary to Liam's athletic achievements. In a world filled with ambitious minds like his, Alex finds validation in his passion for technology, often spending late nights in labs and brainstorming sessions. It is during one of these intense study breaks, amid a dome of buzzing computers and students engrossed in complex algorithms, that Alex meets Chloe. They connect effortlessly, both driven by a shared curiosity for knowledge and future ambitions. Chloe is warm, understanding, and spirited. Her presence feels like a bright light beckoning Alex out of the shadows, a reassurance that there are people in the world who celebrate quiet diligence and reflective thought. Their bond begins to blossom against the backdrop of late-night study sessions, and they gradually fall into an easy rhythm of companionship, marked by laughter, learning, and late-night talks about their dreams. Yet lurking beneath the surface of this newfound happiness is a whisper of tension. Alex remembers the pain of his childhood, the whispers of ridicule, and the years spent in the shadow of Liam's charisma. As Chloe enters his life, he is both hopeful and cautious, carrying with him a desire to protect this beautiful connection from the scars of his past. While the vibrancy of the relationship flourishes, Alex wrestles with an ever-present fear: could history repeat itself? As time passes, Alex and Chloe grow inseparable. Their dedication leads to academic successes, collaborative projects, and aspirations built side by side. Alex revels in Chloe's support, finding stability in her unwavering belief in his potential. It seems they are building a future together, far removed from the chaotic undertones of a childhood colored by favoritism and rivalry. Both of them secure promising internships during their junior year, bringing them even closer as they navigate the early twists and turns of adulthood together. However, as it often goes with young love, the frequency of their interactions becomes both a balm and a burden. While Alex's past has forged him into a person who prioritizes loyalty, he occasionally finds himself battling insecurities rooted in his formative years. He faces an unrelenting voice in his mind, planted by years of bullying and indifference, a voice that whispers doubts, questioning his worthiness of the love and respect he now receives. Could someone as magnanimous as Chloe truly love him? As doubts creep in, he struggles to reassure himself, feeling the need to prove he is deserving of her affections, all the while subconsciously comparing himself to the larger-than-life presence of Liam. Despite these complexities, Alex is determined not to fall into the trap of familial patterns. He continuously engages in self-reflection, attending support groups and counseling sessions to peel away layers of doubt and discomfort regarding his self-worth. The lessons learned during his teenage years prove invaluable. They guide him in navigating the uncertainties of young adulthood. He understands that Chloe respects his aspirations and sees the brilliance in his diligent nature, which fosters a sense of belonging he had sorely craved. As the tide shifts into the next phase of their lives, the couple makes a momentous decision, one that will shape their journey ahead. After a heartfelt discussion, they embrace the prospect of family, deciding to form a partnership not just in love but also in parenting. The thought of building a family together ignites a sense of excitement in Alex. He envisions a life enriched with shared laughter, joyful moments, and the chance to nurture a future where their children blossom in a supportive and creative environment. Yet, even amidst visions of stability and love, the specter of betrayal looms, and with it, the intricate dance of trust takes center stage in Alex's life. As he edges closer to the decision, he vows to protect what he holds dear, driven by the conviction that the past need not dictate their future. In these early months of adulthood, Alex's narrative intertwines beautifully with optimism, yet beneath it lies a subtle unease, a foreshadowing of the unthinkable betrayals that will challenge everything he has built. As we turn the page of this story, Alex stands on the precipice of profound choices, setting the stage for an unfolding saga, one that will force him to confront his most pressing fears and unveil truths long buried in the family he strived to leave behind. As we delve into the next chapter of Alex's life, we find him standing at the precipice of adulthood, a crossroads where dreams intermingle with the harsh realities that life inevitably brings. After securing his full scholarship to a prestigious university, the quiet turmoil of his past began to fade into the background, replaced by the exhilarating promise of a fresh start. Alex's new environment was a world away from the suffocating dynamics of his childhood home. Here he could finally carve out a place that was undeniably his own. It was during this transformative journey that Alex met Chloe, a chance encounter that would alter the course of his life forever. Feeling lost in the expansive campus filled with relentless ambition, he stumbled upon Chloe during a university-led coding challenge. She exuded warmth and intelligence, her passion for technology matching his own. As they worked side by side, their collaboration soon blossomed into an undeniable chemistry. In her presence, Alex discovered a safe harbor, a refuge from his turbulent childhood. The friendship blossomed into love, an affectionate ascension built upon shared curiosity, mutual respect, and a bond that felt both exhilarating and comforting. As years passed, their commitment grew deeper. Surrounded by the heady rush of youthful dreams and aspirations, Alex felt a sense of purpose that had long eluded him. He and Chloe often envisioned their future. The fleeting image of a loving family ignited a sense of hope in both their hearts. In their late 20s, after establishing promising careers, they faced an unexpected yet joyful reality. Chloe was pregnant. The news swept through Alex like a tidal wave of emotion. The jubilance of impending fatherhood filled his heart and mind with joy and determination. In that moment, he deeply believed he had found his soulmate, the perfect partner to build a life with, forging a family that would be marked by love, trust, and stability. He fervently hoped to create a nurturing environment for their child, one that was completely unlike the chaotic backdrop of his own upbringing. Yet, as the saying goes, the brightest skies often herald stormy weather. Hidden within the fabric of their seemingly perfect partnership was an unsettling thread that would eventually unravel everything Alex had built. Chloe's professional ambitions occasionally cast a shadow over their relationship, creating a growing chasm of disconnect as they juggled work-life pressures. In the dense fog of their intimacy, Chloe found herself momentarily lost, seeking validation and warmth from others, resulting in her emotional detachment from Alex. It happened during her postgraduate internship, an affair with a charismatic mentor. Although brief, its impact was seismic. When it came to light, it shattered Alex's sense of stability. Driven by profound love for Chloe and the life they envisioned together, Alex chose to forgive her. He wrestled with his emotions in silence, believing that their young family was worth the struggle. Through counseling and introspection, he prioritized rebuilding a sense of trust and intimacy, shoving aside the lingering shadows of doubt. It was a painful but resolute choice, one that defined the contours of their relationship moving forward. Yet the whispers of betrayal do not dissipate easily. A few years later, as they settled into the rhythm of family life with their daughter Clara, another fracture formed in the trust bonding them. During a solo trip to a professional conference, Chloe succumbed to the allure of yet another fleeting romance, this time a one-night stand with an old college acquaintance. When Alex discovered the truth, the walls slowly beginning to mend came crashing down once more. Devastated but still clinging to hope, Alex faced the reality of maintaining a semblance of a family. Even after everything, there was still something consistent in Chloe, a shared commitment to their daughter and the family they sought to build. Alex knew that navigating these treacherous waters would take immense strength and unwavering dedication. Despite the turmoil, he grappled with the idea of forgiveness, seeking to build a strong foundation for Clara, while confronting the barrage of doubts swirling in his mind. Was he truly equipped to continue down this challenging road? Could trust be rebuilt? Or would the loss of faith seal their fate? Yet, as they began to tread carefully through the wounds of their past, the ultimate betrayal awaited them, a betrayal that would challenge everything Alex believed about love, loyalty, and the meaning of family. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through Alex's life and the profound experiences that shaped him. If you have been captivated by Alex's story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next chapter. We still have much more to explore as we unravel the depths of family dynamics, betrayal, and the power of self-discovery. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your take on Alex's journey and the choices he has had to make. Join our community for more engaging stories and insightful discussions. Until next time, remember, your resilience shapes your destiny. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.